or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Yes, baby. I'm fresh off the back of a spin bike, darling dears. But don't watch that. This is the au naturel. This is what the 55 is looking like. No makeup, darling dears. My eyes are like this because I can't see shit. Not without my spectacles of truth. If you don't see it in my hand or around my neck, I can't see it for you and I can't see what you're saying. Let's dive in, big cat. Let's dive in and see what I've gone for you. Come in, big cat. Grand Rising. Namaste. Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Big cat, guess what? Oi! They will never, ever find another you. Remember I told you that? You are your ancestors' wildest dreams. Why? You know how to bend the matrix, darling dears. You did that work, the shadow work. The ones that are afraid to do it. Why? Because they have to face themselves and realize they are the common denominator. Once you start doing the shadow work, you tap in, you're tuned in, your tinky winky is on fleek, and you go for the what? The bag, darling dear, the bag. Why? Because it gives you choice. Breaking generational curses, darling dears. Not up for the struggle, love. The haterzoid that are family members. The mother or father that is straight from the crevice of the devil's balls. You overcame everything, darling dear, in the face of tragedy, adversity, and what gossip, darling dear. Those merchants of slander didn't forget your name. Now they're trying to understand your game. Let's dive in, darling dears, as we get the planetary energies off. Oh, the Skullduggerous moon, darling dear, has entered Scorpio. Scorpio, the 8th house. It's the house of wealth of others. The house of joint finances, darling dears. It's also about inheritance as well as spiritual world or spiritual work. Fabulous. Exactly where I need to be. Don't watch that. That's my purple wig. That's where it lives. Yes, baby. I'm working with the 32 of late. Don't hold it against me, darling dears. I've got to be fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. I'm Big Cat. As are you, darling dear. Fist bump. As I was saying, the Scorpio moon has entered Scorpio. Passion surges. And this can be used, right, to do more research, darling dears. I told you, as a big cat, you are a keyboard gangster, darling dears. Research is our go-to move. Nothing like the knowledge in the cranium, darling dear. That's something that no one can take from you. The Scorpio moon, right, is telling you to embark on transformation, darling dears. Or find a new personal power. Baby, we all have to have something to live for. Me, I live for getting great, darling dears. I live for what? Not having it, darling dears. Any day there's a D in it. I'm telling you, I'm obstreperous, mate. And I told you, I don't like to get the slitty eyes where I have to be tracking people with my eyes. Why? Because I'll be plotting, darling dears. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be plotting to do the chinky winky. Fist bump. The Scorpio moon shares a minor frustration with Jupiter in Aries, darling dears. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance. Jupiter is also about your principles, as well as the good fortune, as well as what? Adopting a more philosophical look at life, darling dears. Aries is all about the big I am, your identity, your ego, darling dears. Heightening passions and taking matters to the extreme. So be very wise how you use your energies going forward. It can't be for a bottom feeder who is what? Treacherous and has what? Done treason against the crown, darling dear. What crown your big cat is? Blood, what's wrong with you, big cat? Besties we are. Ha ha! Let's dive in. Let's dive in. Welcome. Did I say it? I can't remember. What was I going to say next? I've got intel. Don't get smoked, right? And let's dive in. Baby, let's get your runestone of the day as we do this ancestral message for you, darling dears. Sometimes you need a what? A come to Jesus moment where you do the recon, darling dear, to see what you've overcome, what's coming towards you, and what to avoid, darling dears. Let's get into it as we ring the bajujo for they them and that will never find another you, darling dears. The mold was broken when you chose to come back. What? To this Malkuth, darling dears. The mold was broken. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams. The life you are living now, big cat, is not what your family members are living. It's not what your grandmother or grandfather lived. You have gone what? Surpassed them, darling dears. And you wasn't even trying. What about when you engage all of your everything into getting great? All they can do is, darling dears, is what? Say, look at that cat go. Hey, hey! Fist bump. Don't interrupt a big cat walking. And never you forget, my darling dear, your hairline comes first. If you would like to pick up this mug, follow my link to my Teespring store. Yes, there's all scratches. You know what the progeny did? Because they can't do me nothing, darling dears, because I control the light, the gas, the money, the food, the advice, everything. I'm the chauffeur, the cook, everything, blood. They can't do nothing. So when they've got to wash up the plates because it's their job, right? Because I'm fighting them at the moment in time. Yes, baby, they want me to buy a dishwasher. I said, why do I need a dishwasher when I got the tour? Oh no, that's 4 hands, darling dears. They wash all of my cups and use that green scratchy thing. They do it on purpose. But I just laugh at them, darling dear, because they still have to do it. They have to do it. The best day of my life. One of the best days of my life, darling dears. Before we get into the ancestral read, can we have a quick chat? But then again, who gonna check me, boo? One of the best days of my life, darling dears, was when Karma Amore, my youngest progeny, entered secondary school. Why was it the best day? Baby, I stopped ironing. Everything I wear on a daily basis, right, is stretch and wear, mate. I don't have to iron. I was tied to the iron board, right? Tied to the iron board, right, for 18 years. Some people don't even go to prison for that amount of time. Baby, once they turn 11, I show them how to operate the washing machine. I show them how to do the ironing. Yes. Listen, I used to work with this lady and she's telling me that her 27-year-old son lives in the house, was complaining about the room size that he has, and she's got to cook his meals, right, and iron his everything down to his underwear. I said, really? I said, good for you. Keep up the good work. I didn't say nothing else because she's a dummy bat. She's allowing her son to use her like a what? An android, which has no mind. She's allowing the son to program her, blood, not me, blood. I told you I wear stretch and wear. Unless I'm going out of a night, then that's when I step into my Taurus rising. You will never see a cat like this on the streets, darling. Just trust and believe. Coordinated down to the toenail, darling dears. Fist bump. But enough about me, big cat. Let's get into this read. What does your ancestors want me to do paying attention to you? Give me a room. Thank you. I'm gonna go with the amethyst. The devil is a liar. Gave me 3. Let's get them. Right, when you cast runes, you cast them from right to left. Okay. Your first rune, darling dear, is Manas, represented by the Fool card in Tarot, darling dears. Again, your ancestors are telling you to what? That's right, big cat. Leave Folio alone! Leave the bottom feeders at the bottom of the pit. They love it, darling dear. Going through their consequences, their trials and tribulations, and they're looking for a cohort to go for it with them. Bebe, your address must be like what? Harry Potter's invisible cloak or a Bermuda Triangle. You ain't got the time, darling dear, nor the edges for that shiz naive. There are many on the rinse and repeat, repeating what? Karmic cycles, darling dears, having not what? Healed any karma from their ancestors, from their parents, and from what they've created amongst themselves, darling dears. This also speaks about depression, somebody blocked without no new beginning. So they're doing the rinse and repeat at someone else's mud hut. That's their business, blood. That's their business. Manas is represented by the letter M. The numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7. It also speaks about the depression that they're feeling, darling dear. It's like a second skin, but then again, they're a snake, darling dear, because as I already said, as this snake came slithering into your life, and after they finished doing the mind control, and you realize that's not for me, darling dear, it doesn't go with what I've got going on, right? You disarmed them and you defeated them. Remember I told you that. They're going through it, darling dears. Some of them are deep, right in the pit of the DNS. I had to look over my shoulder because it's not catching me, blood. I told you I'm sprightly and I pay attention, especially when I've got my spectacles of truth on, darling dears. They're going through it, darling dears. A tight, nervous situation. Whoa! If you're going to get another rune, let them show you who you are. We've got Bacana, darling dears. Love it. I don't hate it. Bacana is represented by the Empress in Tarot, darling dears. It speaks about the fertility in you, darling dears, as well as the growth. It also speaks about the ancestors are trying to give you the hint that you're about to be liberated from something that you're going through at this moment in time. Represented by the letter B, the numbers 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Love it. Oh, I nearly gave myself what? Angina, darlings. I thought it was the blank rune, then I turned it round. You have what? Answers on its face, darling dears. This speaks about what? Vanity and pride, which came before a fall. It also speaks about someone who is extremely manipulative. Answers is represented by the magician in Tarot, darling dears. Somebody who was what? Controlling. It also speaks about spell work. Spell work can be anything from the negative words, darling dears. Casting aspersion on your godly name. Imagine that. They're sorry now, darling dears. I told you, they're in a tight situation. They're looking for a cohort to come and rescue them from the crevice of the devil's balls. You ain't got that time, big cat. Too busy getting great. Yes, baby. Manipulative, right? Controlling. And it also speaks about some kind of journey's been cut short. Maybe they've lost their chariot of righteousness. Maybe they've lost a job. Maybe they was trying to journey out of a situation that they're in. But let me tell you something. Wherever they be, these bottom feeding tree sloth, darling dears, they're in it to win it, darling dear. They've got to stay there. They're not even realizing that they're the common denominator and they are the ones that have to bend the matrix in order for it to be better. So those that are going through the struggle, love, keep it up. Not you, big cat. I'm talking about the others, because we have others that love to come and spy and see what we're doing over here, because we're gorgeous, fabulous, and lovely. And because why? The big cat. Peas glitter, ships, cupcakes, and farts rainbows. But you don't tell anyone. Okay? You're my bestie. I know you won't tell anyone what's going on. Answers. Did I say it was represented by the letter A? Yes, I did. Good God! We've got Al-Yaz, moon energy on its face, the fakeazoid friend, the back front neck tabber. There's a lot of energy still being directed at you at this moment in time. Al-Yaz is represented by the letter A. What am I talking about? I'm saying A, but it's not. I said A already, but it's a Freudian slip. It was meant to come out. Do I take it back? Do I erase it? I can't erase it, darling dear. This is a live video. Answers the letter X and X, darling dear, and a Z. The numbers 72, 73, 74, and 75. It also speaks about a hidden danger. Somebody's got a what? A kill switch that's actually broken. So somebody wants to bring some kind of aspersion onto you. I said, we already saw the ancestors, the magician, spell work, darling dears. Protect yourself. Your ancestors are trying to give you what? The heads up. I told you, obsidian, snow crystal, right? Snow crystal, or black tourmaline, right? Someone's sending some negative energy your way, darling dear, because you're fertile, abundant, know your worth. The grass grows greener under you. If you've got progeny, darling dears, you are an example to your progeny. You are, and they are not. They are what? Folio, doing foolish things in the crevice of the devil's balls at 911 Freddy Krueger Mud Hut, 2 streets over from the loser lane, in the district of the damn no less. Imagine that, big cat. So we have what? Manners, the letter M. We've got Bacana, the letter B. We've got ancestors, the letter A. Answers, the letter A, right? And we've also got Algas, the letter X, and what? X and Z, darling dears. Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Freudian slip, the Y came out. So many of you are questioning yourself, well, why you had to do this and what? You had to go for it, blood. Stop saying why. That keeps you in the ruminating thoughts. And I already told you, bestie, observe your thoughts. Don't be a prisoner to your ruminating thoughts. Remember, your conscious mind is skullduggerous. It will bring up things that is pleasant memories. They're not remembering you of the rocks of life, the crisis, the STDs, the 2-piece, which wasn't from the KFC, the back front neck tabbing snakes that dared to be your sibling, that was jealous of you because of whom you are. You was filled to the brim of unconditional love for those that did not deserve it. This is why you had the mission impossible done for you, darling dears, pulled you out of a situation and circumstance that you didn't think you'd ever leave. Even I have to attest to that, darling dears. There is people, right, up to 100 people in my family, right, that I can actually, listen. There is some of them mother foes that I never thought that I would do life without. But baby, my life has been Shangri-La since I said what? Love and light. Love and light. 2 of these and 1 of those. Not everyone is supposed to come with you. Many are supposed to what? Seek you here and there and everywhere and never find you again, darling. They will never find the loyalty. They will never find the unconditional love. They will never find the humor that you bring to the tableau, the ancient knowledge that came to you, right? Without you having to research it. Why? Because you're an old soul. Why? Because you're a volunteer, darling dears. You'd already bent the matrix. You didn't have to come back. But because it was the age of Aquarius, and because you knew the whole planet was waking up, and because you know that you'd already completed all of your karmic cycles, you chose to come back. And now, big cat, you are being celebrated by your ancestral team, your security. You are their wildest dreams. You are never alone, darling dears. Never ever you believe that you're alone. You are not alone. You can call them the same way. I speaks to you, darling dears. You speak to them. And that's the truth, Ruth. Pinky's up. But they cannot help you unless you ask. They cannot help you unless in your heart it's clean and it's free and you are choosing the right path, the path that took you into the unknown or will take you into the unknown, darling dears. Remember I told you that. Fist bump. Folio. Listen, yo, all I can think of is, when I see the folio, right, all I can think of is point A and point B, guys. It's tattered because we use it so often. I know. What's their message for you, darling dears? We're going to use the wisdom of the oracle chakra as well as, where is it? Where's that lovely deck that was gifted to me by, was it Empress 1111? Yes, baby. We're going to get messages from them both. We're going to go with the wisdom of the Oracle Chakra. I told you, a dummy bat is crossing their hands. Can't believe that you are upstanding, darling dears. And you are still what? Fertile, darling dears. They're looking at what? The opportunities that you can create yourself. And they're upset. They're mad. That's their business. If they wouldn't even give us what? Give us the loveliness of what's spontaneously combusting, darling dears. They won't do it. They won't. But yet, your name will forever be on their tongue, the tip of their tongue, as they continue to lie, send negative energies your way. But you are a child of the divine. You think your futuristic thinking was by chance, darling dears? No, darling dears. You had to walk alone to know thyself. That is the key to the universe. Einstein told us this. Einstein also told us that repeating the same cycles over and over again and expecting a different outcome is insanity. And the only insanity I do is Shaun T blood. I told you that. I like to work out, whip myself into shape. I like my situation to be situated at all times. Fist bump, bump, bump. As must you be, cat. We're besties. Right? We're going to outlive them all. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see what their message is from the wisdom of the Oracle Chakra. This ring is, but you see the thing is right, darling dears. My hands are all, it's all fingered. What's this? Listen, hold on a minute. What's going on here? And listen, have they half-inched my this? I have to hide my things from my progeny, you know, because they wait until I'm sleeping and tired. And then they, listen, as a big cat, you have a big drum of the Palmer's cocoa butter, yeah? Yeah, yeah. We don't have a dirty dab. That's theirs. As I was saying, darling dears, we've come through too much in my Sophia voice. All my life I had to fight. You had to fight. Why? Because you had to leave circumstances that did not fit your spiritual pay grade, darling dears. You had to leave them. And don't look back. Remember Lot's wife, Salt Bay. We're not going there. No, blood. That gets the yellow card and the red card, darling dears. There's no going back. So let them search for you, darling dears, as they continue to get the counterfeit or the person or people that get them by default. Because if you truly wanted those people in your life, darling dears, the ones that got them by default as a friend, as a lover, as a husband, as a wife, wouldn't have stood a chance. But you love your hairline. Can you repeat after me? Raise your left hand, big cat. I love my hairline. I love my hairline. My hairline comes first. Yes, darling dears. Nobody knows like me. I understand, darling dears. I understood. Thank you very much, Maria Myers, for the super chat. You know I'll be spending that on honeydew melons because I don't eat from no one, darling dears. I've got it in a baggie and I have my water, my fizzy water, my aperitif in a sealed bottle. I don't know what there was, because after I saw that video on where did I see it? TikTok, because TikTok gets me at nighttime, darling dears, and has me up to all hours, right? TikTok had me up until 4:13 in the AM, right? This morning. And I was like, oh my God, shall I cancel my spin class? Oh, hell no. I drunk 2 cups of strong coffee and I got there on time, darling dears. I told you, tight and right. I like my situation to be situated. And you, big cat, oh, you better be taking care of your temple. It's the only one you're going to get. Even if you get cosmetic surgeries, darling dears. If the foundation is not shored up, it doesn't matter what the outside look like. The inside is fucked up. Eat the right things. I told you, sea moss, and sea moss. Sea moss, darling dears. Or Irish moss. I've showed you how I did it. You soak it in the cup. Don't use the whole packet. You'll be sorry, darling dears, because it only lasts for about 7 to 10 days, especially if you put the ginger in it. In my sea moss every morning, it looks like, you know, when you, as a mother, when you breastfeed the babies, what their poo looks like. Well, it looks like you've had a curry and then breastfed the kids. I put maca in it now. Maca, M-A-C-A, right? I've got me my turmeric. I've got my shelled hemp seed in my sea moss. Yes, baby. And my ginger. And I take that every morning. I used to take a tablespoon, but now I use a serving spoon. You're saying, but that's a big spoon, baby. How wide have you stretched your mouth in your lifetime? Listen. You can't put a serving spoon in your mouth. You're lying. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to me, and I'm not having it. What did your ancestors want you to say? Forgive the bottom feeders, darling dears. Why? It's the only way you can call judgment on them. In Keitha, darling dears, forgive them. Forgive them. Once you give them true forgiveness, you don't do the ruminating thoughts, and you sure as she's naive. Do not give them what? A get out of jail free card, darling dears. They're not allowed to come back. They're not. Forgive them, darling dears. Whatever they did to you, they had to do it. It was part of their contract. Because they came in as the supporting actors, because you chose to come back here as a volunteer during the age of Aquarius, the age of I know. We've already come out of the age of Pisces, where everybody was all in the I believe. Everybody was running to the churches, and no, now there's some in the church, but everybody's taking themselves out of the church, which is the fishbowl, and dipping their toe in the ocean of spirituality, learning their numerology, their astrology, their tarot, darling dears. Everything they tell you is wicked and for the devil, darling dears. Why? Because they don't want you to understand the ancient knowledge, which will make you cut and go through. What's this? Yes, baby. Laugh in the face of adversity, joy, happiness. This is like the sun card, darling dears. This is raising of your what? Spiritual vibe. It also speaks about the release from a situation. It also speaks about the celebration, darling dears. They want you to know that you're going to be receiving some kind of a surprise. When is the surprise coming? 3rd month. Number 3, March, darling dears. March. Write that down on your almanac. Something significant is coming in March. Okay? But it's also about your health, darling dears. Somebody needs to pay more attention to your health. I told you already, your temple is the only one you've got. Listen, if something's wrong with me, darling dear, I'm taking care of myself like I'm a premature babe. Baby, listen. You don't have to tell me to shore up my bridges. And because you're my bestie, whether you like it or not, right? Shore up your bridges, darling dears. Shore up your bridges. Get yourself a little exercise routine, darling dears. Why? Because it will release the endorphins that bring happiness. When you kick your way out of the duvet, darling dears, have a little exercise routine. When I go down to the morning in the morning, when I go down my many stairs to get to my kitchen, right, in the morning, right, I take my serving spoon full of my sea moss, and then I put my bottle, because I don't use any form of tap water for any cooking. No, blood. After I've gone and bought the fluoride-free toothpaste, where is it? No, it's not a paid promotion, but we're besties. Get this off of Amazon, darling. You'll get it within 24 hours. You get 3 packs for about, it used to be $9.99, but it seems like everybody's locked onto it, darling dear. It's $12.99 pounds sterling. I don't know how much it is in the US. Get this, darling dear. Get this toothpaste. And when you use it the first time, right, you're gonna think, oh, let me fill up the whole brush with it. No, blood. That's too much. You just need a pea size, right? And I'm telling you, all the way you used to get the bleeding in your gums, right? Even if you're using your what's that thing? That thing that you put between your teeth. dental floss, darling dears. You still get the bleeding. You don't get it when you're using this. You don't have the skin peeling out of the inside of your mouth when you use this. Get this, darling dears. We're into what? Cleaning off our pineal glands so no one can trick us, darling dears. We've been tricked for too long. As I was saying, the sun energy is about you raising your self-esteem, because this is transformation season. This is a time when you need to have more harmony in your life. This is also about your backbone, darling dear. It should be rod straight, because you are the golden child. You are the wildest dreams of your ancestral team. And you bring them joy, big cat, because they gifted you with all of the skills that they could not use in their time. We already worked out the equation for it. It was x equals 2n squared. Go and find that video. The strongest swimmer. And it's bittersweet, darling dear. Someone is crying into their fist, but I don't care about that because I'm not interested. Let's give this a good shift. You have to make sure it was in upright. I didn't want to start it in the reverse. Love these cards because you know my favorite color is purple. I like all shades of purple except the mulberry. I don't like the one that's virgin on the pink. It's not for me. Makes me feel old and crotchety. I'm not wearing it, blood. The lineal dance. Delicacy, fragility, and transience, darling dears. This is also reminding me of what? Stonehenge, darling dears. From Glastonbury. I went there in 2020 to go and get my what? My Chalice Well Springs waters. I drove all the way down there, darling dears. This is also reminding me, it's on an 8, darling dears. 8 is the number of what? Money and wealth. 8 is also the number of what? Action, mastery, as well as accomplishment. There's something that you have to accomplish, darling dears. Before March, we already found out the month because a surprise is coming in. Only you know what your paradigm is. If you need some help, hit me up in the Gmail and we can do a personal read, darling dears. Get your numerologies in, get your astrologies, darling dears, as well as do the tarot read. Listen, I'm thorough. Ox left behind us, darling dears. They've never had the thorough since I decided you ain't getting the thorough anymore, blood. Crying into their fist. The 8 is also the number of what? Strength, darling dears, because your ancestors realize that you have been the hero in your life. You have to be your hero on a daily basis. And how do you do that? By mastering your thoughts, darling dears, the conscious mind. We are big cat. We are left mode. This is the feminine energy. This is your subconscious mind, darling dears. We're tapping into our subconscious energies. Why? Because this is how we manifest. Quiet as it's kept. Base of the deck. What did I say? The pathway. And what does it come to again? The 3 and a 5. 8. A new opportunity. Whenever you see a bridge, darling dears, this is leaving one paradigm in order to enter one which is more fitting your spiritual status. Burn the bridge, darling dears. It speaks about direction, purpose, and change. But the change always comes from what? The man in the mirror, or should I say the cat in the mirror. Come through, Michael J. Posh clap. He didn't make it when he tried to break those negative cycles. Michael Jackson had everything, Empress energy, but there was a lot of tricksters around him and a lot of lies was told on his path. Remember I told you that? Let's dive in. Let's get a deck. You choose for me, darling dears. Which deck would you like your ancestral read from? This one? I can't remember what it's called, so this is going to be called this one. You're getting Jamaican slang. Keep up, darling dears, or put the thingamajig on so you can understand the translator, right? Or do you want the gold? Wait, this one, right? We're going to go with 3. Or this one, the Art Nouveau. 1, 2, or 3 for your ancestral read. Who came through first? Kimmo, you're asking for kippers. Me don't even have the kippers out, darling dears. Where you see that? Where you see that? You can see things me can't even see. Right. We've got two. Everybody's going for the gold deck. We're going for the gold deck. Why not? You're the golden child. You're fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. And you have it like that. You see the two pillars? This is represented by the High Priestess. It speaks about secrets. It also speaks about going within. The two pillars, Boaz and Jashin, for completion and beginning, darling dears. But you have something on the top. Something is about to end, or something is about to what? Be born into your life. But there is some form of shadow work you need to do between now and March in order to get the gift which you truly deserve, darling dears. And how do you do that? By being able to sleep at night. I told you, in the jungle. The big cat jungle. The big cat sleeps at night. In the village, the peaceful village, the big cat sleeps at night. Base of the deck, you have something coming towards you, darling dears. And it also speaks about your loyalty plus the due diligence that some of you have been doing. It could be in the studies, darling dears, learning new things. Because there's nothing like what? A big cat that's in the cranium. You are the big head. Yes, baby. I didn't say super head. No, that's outrageous. I said big head. We're going to go right in and see what's going on. See what your ancestors want you to know at this moment in time, darling dears. Let's start with the past. Let's cast back to the past. You was in a situation that you felt you was attracted to, darling dears. A situation where you had to go and find balance from. This is the caduceus, darling dears. It also is what? The DNA chain, darling dear. The Two of Cups, darling dears, leaning big cat. It speaks about you was attracted to a situation, but this is about your spirituality. This is a highly spiritual card. Don't get it twisted, darling dears. It also speaks about you was gifted a second chance. You left some kind of situation in the past. Look, where you was juggling and struggling, possibly with Folio, who we had to leave behind. This was what? Because when you see the Pentacles in the reverse, darling dears, it speaks about your mental health. It was touch and go, blood. It was touch and go, Scott. Hey, you was nearly barking at passing cars. Maybe you did for a bit, but we won't talk about that. I told you, I'm not a picker. I'm a pointer. You had to overcome many situations, darling dears, where you felt that you needed many people or many people's opinions or many people's presence to be you, when all you need is you, darling dear. You and the Most High at the head of your table and your ancestral team at your back, darling dears. You didn't need any of those bottom feeders with the tree sloth ways. Once you've got the 6 G's in your life. What's the 6 G's? Some are saying 6 grand. Well, listen, I didn't say 6 grand. I said 6 G's. Come on. God, growth, goals, gifts, greatness. And the last G, what's that? That's right, big cat. Gratitude. Somebody wanted you to have a raw deal. Past situations, this is because this is choosing many. You was attracted to a situation, or you stayed in a situation. The cups is about your emotions. You was emotionally tied to a situation where whomsoever you was tied to preferred the crowd, the horde. Where is the big cat right now in their ascension stage? Where are they right now? Thank you. Moving forward at a hot trot, darling dears. It also speaks about messages. One is about spiritual messages, possibly on the astral plane. Pay attention to your dreams, darling dears. It may seem like googly-gook when it first comes through, but in time, it's like fine wine. It will all be revealed to you, darling dears. And it also speaks about swift movement. Some of you are making travel plans. Where you are right now, I told you, single as fuck. Tell them at the back. Solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole. Understanding your worth and adding tact. What happened? There's a minor emergency. Excuse me, Marcy, you play? Give me a minute. emergency over, darling dears. It was an in-house emergency because you know, if it was somebody at my front door and I felt threatened, I would have left with me. I'm going downstairs by myself when it's me one, but I'm not here alone. The emergency was my son. It was his turn to wash out the plates last night. Did he do it? No. So guess what I did before I went to the gym? I left a whole naked chicken on the side. I didn't season it. I didn't remove the skin. And he's asking me how to remove the skin. I came back quickly. I didn't answer nothing. He saw my back disappearing up the stairs, darling dears. People's got issues. But it's not my problem. It's not my problem. There's rules and regulations. As I sip my mocha, because my hairline comes first. As I was saying, where you are right now, darling dears. Yeah, that's right. I left him with a whole naked chicken. The chicken is on the board like this. Like, what the fuck you gonna do with me now, blood? You've got my head. You've got my brain. You've taken my feet. That's your business, blood. That's your business. Anyway, I digress. But there's no one to check me, boo. As I was saying, you've got something coming in quickly, darling dears. The arrows, the arrows, I said the arrows, but it's the ones, darling dears, also speaks about a new love, possibly a true love, but it speaks about forward movement, single as fuck. Some of you are making forward movement in different grounds. You're breaking new grounds. The pentacles also remind me of cryptocurrency. Baby. I've already told you lot what to do about that, but you can do what you want because it's free choice. But I'm a bestie. We're besties, right? Get into your cryptocurrencies. Big Cat, listen to me. If there's anything that I've ever told you, this is of the most important. Over the next 3 years, between now and 2026, there's going to be a major transfer of wealth as the banks go digital, darling dears. Get your cryptocurrencies. A good platform, a good exchange for you to have is Coinbase, darling dears. Coinbase, there's many videos on YouTube, right? Once you've done that, you make sure you purchase one of these. Listen, when you come to this channel, you get nothing but intel, darling dears. When you've done that, you get yourself a cold wallet. This is a Nano X. In the USA, it's called a Nano S. Very important for you to store your cryptocurrencies. When you set it up, you'll get a 12-word password. If you lose that 12-word password or someone else gets it, you're fucked. If you leave the money on the exchange overnight, you're fucked. But apart from that, you'll be all right. Big Cat, you can start investing with what? One Skrilla. One Skrilla. Independent wealth, darling dears. This is what it's about. As well as the swift movement. Act on it, darling dears. Listen to yourself. And when you start your investments, darling dears, you move in silence. A good investment at this moment in time, one of the companies that I'm investing in is Shiba Inu, right? Because they've dropped one of the zeros off the amount of each cryptocurrency, darling dears. And Elon Musk has said yes, blah 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 blah. Listen, you think me got time to watch shows? I ain't got no time to watch shows, blood. I'm watching my bank balance, darling dears, and moving in silence, as must you, Big Cat. But it's a big digress to what I was talking about. But I told you, when you come here, you get the usher on every level. As I was saying, where you are right now, darling dears, you're about to make some big shapes in the world. This is swift movement. It's also travel. It could be the travel of information, darling dears, or someone coming towards you. But at this moment in time, you are listening to your higher mind, paying attention that drama-free is the way to go. And your ancestors are going what? Posh clap. Posh clap. Because you are their wildest dreams. The other shoe dropped and it fit, darling dear. Just like Cinderella. For you, Big Cat, remember I told you that. What else does your ancestral team want you to know? What actions do you need to be taking right now? What actions does the Big Cat need to take right now? Is it going to fall out? Nope. Because it didn't fall out, I'm not going to take it. Let me give it another shufti. What action does the Big Cat need to take right now? Thank you. You ain't got no argument with no one, darling dears. The Five of Swords is what? Shut up! Button it, right? Move in silencio. You can't tell the masses, darling dears, right? Because the intel that's coming towards you is not for everyone. Why? Not everyone is in the what? Unique position of being on your own, being able to lean on your own understanding, being open to what intel from your higher mind, from your ancestral team, from the Most High, darling dear. You are in what? Tip-top point, darling dear. You're in the best position to do whatever you want. The universe wants to open up for you, but you have to remember, circumstances and situations that you washed your face like David from, they're gonna want to come back. But divine, your ancestors are telling you, there is no what? There'll be no making up. There'll be no making up. Why? You'll end up in prison, or you'll be brown bread or barking at passing cars. I told you, somebody wants to come through to ruin your life. Someone wants to make you amends. What are you supposed to do about the amends making? Skeet, skeet. I can't make it up. That's gone from the 5 to the 6. Right? They must find you obstreperous, right? Because they was what? The bringer of the darkness. And you're about to get the bag, darling dear. Major control in your life, darling dears. The Four of Pentacles also speaks about the what? The beginning, what? Breeze of generational wealth. A new beginning. Skeet, skeet, darling dear. That means you say nothing in my deep Eastern European voice. No talking. No talking. I told you we lead with a strong Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. And if they don't understand that, we go to the communicative dance of 2 of these and 1 of those. And we keep it popping. Say nothing. Don't get involved with anyone from the past. Look, vigilance. If you allow anyone to come back in when you're building your empire, this is not about you what? Being able to pay your bills and be comfortable, darling dear. You're comfortable now. Who wants to be in a position of just paying the bills, especially when the utilities? I told you, the electricity and the gas in this UK is outrageous. My bill this year was this month was nearly £500. £500, that's a mortgage payment. You will not be successful, and these are people that are going nowhere, darling dears, fast. They come to lie to you, and they come to block your progress. The action you must take is what? I told you. Keep it what? Tinky winky styly, darling dears. Keep your next move to yourself. The only person that needs to know your next move is you and God, darling dears. Don't even tell your progeny, right? Because if you're co-parenting with a what? Devilish bottom feeder, they will tell them because they question them, and the progeny don't understand. Next thing you know, they know your business. They don't need to know nothing. The same ones that wanted your ship to stop sailing, the same ones that didn't want the flight in your tail anymore. Remember I told you that? They're not going for a successful time in their life. They've done a lot of things in the dark that they're paying for now, darling dears. Remember what they did to you. Remember that they did this with a sane mind. Remember, and it wasn't just one person. This is a multitude of people that you had to cut off, darling dears. Single and independent, drama-free, darling dears. You think that your little Skrilla is not a lot? It's a lot, blood. Why? You don't have to share it with no one. You can choose to invest and plan your future, darling dears, but you will not have a life that is above comfortable stage if you stay with what? One stream of income, a job that can be taken swiftly at any time. Your ancestors want you to pay attention, big cat. Multiple streams of income. Anyone can invest. Coinbase, right? This is not a paid promotion. If I didn't do it and it's so easy to understand. There's so many videos out there. There's another one called Gemini, and there's also Robinhood. I haven't used Robinhood, but I'm telling you, I don't care where you are in the world, you can set up your cryptocurrencies, because I'm telling you, the generational wealth, the wealth that is about to be shifted, darling dears, as we go online, digital, darling dears. You'll be able to have your children eat, your grandchildren eat, your great-grandchildren eat, and all the time, you acting like you ain't got nothing but a bird, darling dears. The 9 is also what? A reminder of what? You may have it like that, but act broke. What did your ancestors say about how they're looking at you at this moment in time? How do they see the big cat? What does the ancestors want you to know, right? They're not happy with what you got. They see you as solid as a rock. Yes, 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 yes. New home, car, job, career, whatever it is, of sound mind, darling, they are bending the matrix. They're not happy about that. They're crying into their fists. Good for them as they look for you here, there, and everywhere, just like they did when they was doing the wee willy winky, darling dears. It was all fun and games, darling dears. It was all fun and games until you said, what, cat, cat, and disappeared over the hemisphere in a tinky winky style. Yeah. They see you as stable, darling dears, not crack on crazy or barking at any passing cars, holding on to what you got. But you have to remember, even if you are, listen, we've got to talk about the Skriller again. Even if you're in a position, right, where you've got money coming in, right, holding money, just saving money in the bank, darling dear, it don't mean shit. Money likes to move around. Money will always come to you if you are moving money around. Invest it, darling dears. Get some stocks and shares, get them cryptocurrencies together and put them in an account for your progenies, darling dears. This is about you making long-term investments. If you want to be a day trader, good for you. Good luck with that. Many people make lots of Skriller out of that, but not you, big cat. Your ancestors want you to keep up with the times, darling dear, and the time is for you to invest in silence. You can do that from anywhere in the world. Join Coinbase and add your little money, right? You can set it up as a reoccurring, right? Add, say, £10 every month or $10, right? Continuing to buy more shares. And when you go onto Coinbase, right? When you click onto each of the companies, right? You scroll down and you'll get to a bit that says white papers, right? It will tell you exactly what the company did, or what they're doing, or what they're about to do. And then once you've read that, right, then you become the keyboard gangster. You research what you just read. I'm telling you, big cat, you're gonna make me cry, you know. I'm telling you. You ain't got time to F with these bottom feeders. Their life is a crisis. They're going through personal wounding as well. This is someone who's depressed, darling dear. They're depressed. And they're lying about it. So they've got the tears of a clown, right? They're lacking in progress. If they've got a car, it's a piece of shit. Or they can't afford it. They're jealous of the Flintstones. They're jealous of you. Skeet, skeet. There's no time for amends. Chat to my back. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, in the reverse styling. Chat to my back. Too busy. You've got too many things on your board to be taken on at this moment in time. Generational wealth. Your ancestors see you as their wildest dreams, darling dears. You broke dysfunctional generational curses. When was the last time you patted yourself on the back? Where's my shit lying? I told you, anytime I do the readings, I create a lot of mucus. And I did research it. And what I found out is that it's spiritual energy that creates it. But then again, listen, I don't want to talk about that. There's some things that I don't want to talk about. And that's one thing. I don't want to talk about it. I'll talk about it another day. I'm talking about it. I've got other things to talk about. Yeah? Fist bump. I want you to realize that you can create anything you want. Anything you want. Good morning, LaShawn Marshall. Glad you could pop in, darling dears. Worrying about someone from the backwoods who isn't doing too well. Empress on its face, jealous and current energy because they're watching you, darling dears. Someone's mother, darling dears. It could be a father, Mitch bitch or bitch Mitch. What's wrong with them? They don't like chatting to your back, darling dears. Somebody would like to come back through. Somebody who had an authority in your life, darling dears. But your ancestors is telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. In my Sophia voice, don't do it. Anything they tell you will be a lie, darling dears, to get you at what? Hockey sticks at dawn. And you, listen, you have to remember, not your monkeys, not your circus, nothing to do with you. Someone's unhappy because you created a stable family. Look, they can't sleep at night. And they've got some kind of medical issue as well, those that are outside. Okay. Because the Pentacles is, okay, I'm going to go with Capricorn because that's the first one, that's Saturn energy. So they've got an issue with their skin, their bones, their teeth, and their knees. The Pentacles is also Virgo energy. Virgo's Mercury. It could be with their arms, their hands, their lungs, and their shoulders. And Taurus is ruled by Venus. So they could have issues with their what? Their throat and their larynx, darling. We know that they've got an issue with their throat and larynx because they're effing liar, darling. They're effing liar. There must be something wrong with their throat. And it also speaks about the urinary tract. So therefore, they may even have an STD that they haven't fixed. This also speaks about what? The cervical cancer. Something's going on, darling dear, with someone who is a mother or a father. Base of the deck. A challenge that they'd love to release at your house, big cat. At your house. And you're too busy trying to understand Coinbase, Gemini, and Robinhood, and crypto. Listen, you ain't got that time, big cat. You haven't got the time. And I can't tell you enough. Now is the time to act. The governments told us cryptocurrency was rubbish, but look how much billions they're investing in themselves. PayPal, yes. All of these companies are all buying into it, darling dear. Remember I told you that? They see you as strong, darling dear, solid. Four of Pentacles in the upright, I might add. It speaks about you taking control of your life again. You're no longer stagnant. It also speaks about you're blocking off your emotions to certain situations, darling dears. Why? Because it was habitual for you to care about bottom feeders that are nothing but swamp lurkers, darling dears, that had to be let go. You had to give them their P45. That's what we call it in the UK. P45. Forgot about your ass business. 157 in the chat. If you're enjoying this read, please hit the thumbs up button, darling dears. Is there any negative influences that the big cat needs to know as they continue on this new path? Right? We see it with the bridge here, and even this looks like a bridge, darling dears. You have opportunities coming towards you, but I told you March is very significant. I did many I did 6 year 2023 readings, sun, moon, and rising, darling dear. Go and check out, because you can look under each one to see what, because I did the astrology reading first, so there was dates to put in your almanac. Look what's going on in March under your sun, moon, or rising, darling dears. Right, we're talking about challenges. Any challenges that the big cat needs to know as they continue to what? Cross bridges, darling dears. Break generational curses. There's certain things that can't be working, certain partnerships that you mustn't take on. Maybe it's a reminder for you to do what? Solo dolo, like the boys or girls on the pole, darling dears. This is also what? Be careful of the contracts you sign. If you're doing something, darling dear, you best do it on your own, because you're not going to F yourself over. You're not going to lie on yourself, right? And you're not going to steal your own Skrilla from you, right? Do things alone, darling dear. 6 of Cups in the reverse. Do things on your own. Don't have no nostalgia, or maybe you've locked onto something. Leave them where they are. They're not meant to share in what the abundance is about to be gifted to you, darling dears. Your ancestors want you to know, leave people at the starting post. What did I say? Because they're toxic. And they're going down, Bobby Brown, going nowhere fast. What else does your ancestral team want you to know? I can feel my son downstairs in the kitchen trying to get all of that skin off that big naked chicken that was just laying like there. Cook me. Go on then. Yeah. That's why I said I don't fight with progeny. And I don't shout. I've got a whole microphone, right? And I'm cunning. As I sip my vodka. Because I get smoked. Cheers. Right, let's go to the next question. Okay, not get involved with anyone in your past, but what do you need to be aware of? The Fakeazoids, darling dears. Divine has put you in a position, your ancestors have put you in a decision where you're in the situation, or in the position, I should say, where you're able to what? Buff up your third eye, your intuition, your discernment. This is also trickster energy, darling dears. And it also speaks about lies and manipulations. When you see the moon energy on its face, moon is what? Cancer energy. Cancer is represented by the 4th house, mother energy, darling dears. We saw an empress in the reverse. Somebody that was an authority in your life. It could be male or female because you know gender is fluid. It was a Mitch bitch or a bitch Mitch. Somebody who's recognizing the fact that you are a hard worker. And they will never find another you. Come through, Mary J. Blige and Busta Rhymes. Posh clap. Yes, baby. Someone who is actually skullduggerous to their core, darling dears. Sun energy, as I said. Moon energy is represented by Cancer as well as Pisces energy on its face, big cat. On its face. These people wouldn't know the truth if it smacked them in the face, darling dears. It also speaks about somebody living in what? The rinse and repeat. It's also what? Unable to release fear, darling dears. These people or person is afraid of the unknown. Look. Crying into their fist and possibly touching himself under that cake, darling dears. Good God. I didn't want to think about that. That's going to make my mouth all watery. 5 of Cups. Beware of those that come to you with what? Tears of the false tears, darling dears. Come to you with issues. All of these things are happening to them, but yet they are over the age of 21, a whole adult, darling dear. And they was what? Of sound mind when they went into these circumstances and situations. They've got a poor me tale, darling dear. I told you how we listen to them, darling dears. Especially if they try to message you. Your ancestors want you to know. You must get your what? Get your bandana and tie your eyes and get some toilet paper and stuff it in your ears. East Island Stevie Wonder. Read no messages from anyone from the past. The past is not a destination, darling dear. It's for what? Recon only. Beware of those that is telling you the sob story, darling dears. They want, because they don't know exactly how much you're worth at this moment in time. They see you making shapes in this world, new job, new home, new car, new career, whatever it is, a new business. You may be on YouTube, whatever you're doing, darling dear. But they don't know exactly what's going on. And they're not happy about it, darling dears. As we already know. Crying into their fist. Sad, sorry, and depressed. That's their business, blood. Your ancestor says, don't worry about them. Continue to what? Make plans within plans. Because you will see those ships come in, darling dear. This is about your long-term goals. And again, we go back to the cryptocurrencies. The bitcoins, darling dears. When you go into these exchanges, right? You're going to see them, some of the bitcoin. Some of them are like for thousands of pounds. You're not buying it for thousands of pounds. You're buying a share in that. It could be just be £10, $10, whatever country you're in. Use that denomination, darling dear, and get yourself some shit and shut up about it. And don't lose the password if you get yourself a cold wallet, because you'll be sorry. You'll never get it again. Focus on the new beginning, because this is transformation season for you, and this is about being blessed, darling dears. You're about to get a new status, whether spiritually or physically, darling dears, but it's also about going forward. When you see the lily is about what? The innocence or the naivety of new things, darling dears. Scorpio energy in the upright. We was already talking about Scorpio because the skullduggerous moon is in Scorpio, and it's about what? Your passion surging, and it's also for you to do more research in order to bring this true transformation into your life. the Death card, it speaks about the untapped rebel within you, darling dears. Some of you need to let go of the energy of a painful breakup, the ending of a friendship, removing yourself from family paradigms, whatever it is. It was a little death, right? Not your permanent death, darling dear, but it was a necessary death in order for you to be where you are right now. You are exactly where you need to be at this moment in time. Never you forget that, and never you second guess yourself. But it's all about you doing the shadow work so that this transformation can come into your life, so that you can continue to tap into the gifts from your ancestral team that they're trying to give you on a daily basis, darling dears. 173 in the chat. Hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the read. Yeah, because they see what you've come from, darling dear. Dysfunction, darling dear. Destabilized house, a destabilized home, a destabilized family, right? You was built to be the rebel, darling dears. You were sent in as the light. And we're not going to go down that road at this moment in time. But let me tell you something. Them bittersweet, darling dear. They're bittersweet. They would love to offer you a cake. Probably have cyanide in it or some kind of mind control drug. Don't take nothing from them. What else does your ancestral team want you to know? Focus on your future, darling dears. The plans within plans. The future is called the present for a reason. It's a gift. They want you to know that you're going to be in your bag. Skrilla.com, darling dears. The Queen of Pentacles. Love it. I don't hate it. The Queen of Pentacles in the upright is somebody or somebodies who knows their worth. It speaks about investments. It speaks about a new job. It speaks about being the role model for your progeny, darling dears. But the Queen of Pentacles, when you tell the Queen of Pentacles to secure she's not here, it's so secure that you listen, you'll be shocked. This is about you having a finger in every pie, darling dears, and every pie being abundant. This is why we see the grapes on the picture, darling dears. Because divine wants to give you this. Multiple streams of income. This is a cup of love, darling dear. And this is also the opportunities that your ancestors want you to know that are coming your way. Remember what I said. March is significant. Because you're about to transform, darling dears. What did I say? The sudden change. Make sure that you are prepared, darling dears, because something significant is kicking off in your hemisphere in March, but you have to be prepared. Face of the deck. And I told you, as they told you, your ancestors told you, let them chat to your back. Obstrepery, obstreperous, and obstreperin. They must find you in. This is the time for new. When you see the death card twice, darling dear, transformation, but it's also the inviting in of new energies into your life, energies on your spiritual pay grade, energies that are doing the same thing as you. I told you many times, my dear big cat, law number 5 of the 48 laws of power. Hang with 5 bottom feeders. Guess who's going to be number 6? Not me. I'd rather be a team of 1, and there's nothing wrong with being on your own. The number 1, the 1 speaks about your individuality as you continue to build your independence. It's about you attaining new beginnings as you are the innovator and the leader in your life. Number 1 is about tapping into your potentials and creating these new beginnings for you. You don't wait. Big cat, your ancestors want you to know, no one's coming to save you. Over. No one's coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. You must save yourself. Let them chat to your back, darling dears, as they try to seek you here, there, and everywhere. I'm seeing and hearing the buying of what? Land. Somebody's bought some land. It's a new home you're going to be building, possibly one that is sustainable. It's able to have its own solar panel, its own. Somebody's actually going into buying in land at this moment in time. This is what's going to bring the sudden change in your wealth to the situation, because you hold the Queen of Pentacles, darling dears. But whatever you do, you move in silence. Move in silence. If you've got progeny and you start these cryptocurrencies, darling dears, make sure that you've got a will and you have your keys, because you get 12 keys when you get a cold wallet, that you have them on your will so your progeny will be able to find it. Because once that's gone, Right, let's move on and see what other ancestral messages they want, because this new pathway, we're going into different waters, darling dears. We are what, a 21st century cat, and we're besties, just like Thelma and Louise, without the chelation. Pinkies up. This is the time where you don't allow the T-Rex arms back into your life. Your ancestors have told you, right? It's kryptonite to a big cat. Who is in the past must stay in the past. They are dumb as a crumb. They wasted the opportunity of you in their life, big cat. They underestimated you, big cat, but yet they are now seeking you everywhere they go. Make sure they don't find you, yeah? Too busy getting great, big cat. Pinkies up. Right, let's get some more messages. Gonna use the black cards. Haven't used these in a while. More ancestral messages, please. Told you. Can't you see this? Guardian, darling dear. You are being protected. You are being guided. Your ancestors are here, darling dears. But they also want you to use the what? The forgiveness. And when you're giving out the forgiveness, make sure you forgive yourself. Stop worrying about whatever time you wasted in a situation. It wasn't wasted. You had to wake up. They had to cut you to your white meat for you to realize who you are, for you to get your gangster on, darling dears. Learn to move in silence. And your back, they must chat to it for air. Matthew 10:14. Your ancestors want you to continue to dust off your sandals and head out from situations and circumstances where you was constantly disrespected. But when all that was going on, you didn't know that you had a whole team. That it's rich white lady season on Keitha as well as... You didn't know that then. So forgive yourself. That you're strong, darling dears. You are strong. This is again reminder what to be drama free. Don't be tempted off your flip-flop. What's that? Your common sense, blood, brah, or sistrine. Legal also speaks about a contract, darling dear. Some of you had a legal contract with what? A tree sloth. With algae in their fur. Slow to change, darling dear. And equally what, skullduggerous. It took you a while to understand somebody's ministrations was for the devil, darling dear. They was for the streets. As you what? Decided to come off the field and go into the barn. You were spiritually guided, darling dears. To have that moment, that time with yourself, to realize that you can have anything you want. You think riches is just for the rich? It's for anyone that has the time, right? The time, the cranium, darling dear, and the fortitude to look into their own future, buff up their knowledge in every area. We are big cat, darling dears. We know a little about everything, but we tell nothing. Grounding, darling dear. You was grounding yourself with the devil's strongest workers. This is someone or someone's that had generational curses, controlling, obsessively jealous, darling dears. Some of them were sexual deviants, darling dears. And their genitalia fatum, their panania fatum had what? Amnesia. Especially when it left your side, darling dears. And it also speaks about grounded. Some of you have still got some kind of negative habit that you need to put down. If it's the Mary Janes or the spirits, whatever it is, darling dear, you have to let it go. This is ascension season. You saw the death card twice. Transformation is on the tableau. And something major is going to be shifting in your hemisphere between now and March. Remember I told you that. You heard the bell, darling dear. Confirmation. Third house, Gemini energy. Third house is also the house of what? Neighbors as well as siblings. So it's a sibling, an older sibling, possibly a big brother or sister, somebody who has progeny, who hates you the most, darling dears. Somebody who wanted you to fail, somebody who pretended to be your friend so they could be the merchant of slander in your life. Remember I told you that. They're telling everything, darling dear. Whosoever it is, release them and leave them where they are. Your ancestor says it's a big world out there, darling, and it's a cold world. If you haven't got what? Your flip-flops on. This is a new beginning for you. Embrace it, darling dear. Opportunities are abounding, but you have to be what? The one that sets it off. Come through, Queen Latifah. Posh clap. You have to set it off, darling dear. Let's get the life lessons. Then we're out of here because we're over the 60 and nobody stopped me. Yeah. Get your Skrilla on, big cat. Get your Skrilla on. And me personally, any crypto investments I make is for the long term. I don't care about the short term because I ain't got time for watching the flipping forex and all whatever the hell it is, right? I'm too busy. I've got to get to my spin class. And it's not even the same. You remember when I was at the old gym where that woman ruined spin class Monday by attacking everyone in there? Not me, blood. Attacking people. Not me. She must have saw that I wore the Harry Potter cloak with two eyes that looked out that says, try it, blood. I don't care what state of mind you're in, you're going to get broke up because I broke you up before you broke me up. It wasn't, listen. Your life lesson is that you hold the sword of truth, darling dears. You are the one that's going to bring true balance. And with what? The justice of what? Creation of what? Generational wealth. This is about happiness, Libra energy, making the right partnerships and contacts as well as contracts going forward. It also speaks about someone faithful or faithfulness is coming towards you, darling dears. So somebody's going to be mirroring your inner self. If you've been a faithful person to your own grind, darling dear, to getting great, to healing generational curses, that is what's coming your way. The Justice cards also speaks about a season of resolution, creating true freedom, generational freedom for you, and what painful ending for others. As too late will be their cry, darling dears. You are the author of your life, darling dear. And what did I say? Your ancestral team is at your back. Some of you are meant to be what? Doing journaling, and it's also spirit writing. Sit down with a blank piece of paper, darling dears. Meditate for about 10 minutes and then take up the pen. See what comes out, darling dears. You have to use all energies that are being what? Gifted to you as you continue to rise in this age of Aquarius, as your Big Cat Chronicles continues. On that note, I drops me mic. Todd love to my Teesprings, Todd love to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. Don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big Cat Wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. They will never find another you. When you chose to come back to this Malkuth, and you chose to get up out of the mire of generational cursation, darling dear, you broke the mold. Not everyone is supposed to come with you. Some are meant to be fans, darling dear, as they watch. If everything you've got going on, world card, you're being watched. Look, on top of the wheel of fortune. And we already said, it's family members. Remember I told you that. And it's the 10th house. Someone that could be a father to your child, or a father, or somebody who was sort of been an authoritative figure in your life, darling dear. And look what's underneath that. Leave them with their generational curses. You've got enough things to be getting on with, Big Cat. It takes a lot of energy to mind your own business and get great in silence. Until we meet again, Big Cat. Big Cat Wave. Cat, cat. Stay dangerous and silent. Silencio.